one really cynical way of thinking about a typical W-2 position is that you do just enough to not get fired, and your employer will pay you just enough that you don't quit. Now, that's a sad state to the extent that's true, but other than in a really big organization or a really bureaucratic organization, is that really going to keep you employed? Is that really going to keep you in a position? Frankly, is that even who you want to be? The guy that does just enough to not get fired. So let's think about employment in three buckets. You got negative, neutral, and positive. So when we talk about not doing just enough to not get fired, that feels pretty neutral. That feels like I'm not going to be over here in the negative. I'm not going to steal, lie, cheat, not perform, mouth off to the wrong guy, be late all the time, any of those kind of negative behaviors that might get you fired. As long as I don't do those, I'll be okay. But that's not really true, because what you're supposed to be getting paid for are results. And so to get results, you can't just not do bad things. You actually have to do good things. There has to be over on this side where there's a presence of positive. So sometimes people think, well, as long as I just don't do anything negative, like what can they do to me? But in a lot of organizations, you've got to bring the results. And when you don't, even though you're not causing any trouble, that's still not a reason to have you around. See, it's not just when we think about the team and who's performing and who's not and who we want to have on the team and who's a prototype for who we should have more of on the team. Nobody really thinks about, well, let's figure out who's not causing any problems and look for more people like that who we can bring in who won't cause problems. Usually people are saying, like, who can we bring in to do stuff? Who can we bring in to get things done? Who can we bring in that'll bring positive, not just not bring negative? So focus on what you can do to bring to the job. If it's not a good fit, if you feel like they're just paying you enough that you don't quit, well, that's probably not a place you want to be. Start looking for something else. But don't just rely on the fact that, well, they're only paying me enough I don't quit, so I'm only just going to do enough to not get fired. That's going to put you over here. And at some point, you're going to need to be over here. So make sure that you're always bringing a presence of positive, not just focusing on the absence of the negative.